Hello, and thanks for joining me today. Today I have a quick tip for you. If you have a computer that's overheating, such as a laptop or even a desktop that's older than 3 years old, then more than likely you have a heatsink problem. What I mean by that is on your CPU, you'll notice that you have a big cooling fan on top. Most of the time those get clogged up with dust and dirt or pet hair if you have an animal in the house. But normally it's either that or you have a problem with your heatsink paste. And I have a CPU right here. Hope you can see that. Now this CPU, this sits underneath of the fan that's inside of your computer and also the heatsink. It's a silver metallic looking device. It has like fins on it, but usually that'll be sufficient to keep your computer cool. But if you've noticed that some of the processes that you used to do now take longer, or your computer heats up, such as laptop, which is a lot easier to see if a laptop heats up. If you have a desktop, then hold your hand behind the fan. If it seems hotter than normal, then more than likely you're having a airflow problem. But anyway, what you want to do is, if you're computer savvy, then on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say this is about a 6 or a 7, because you will have to disassemble your computer or your laptop, which is a lot harder to do than it sounds. But once you get all the heatsink and everything off, you want to purchase some of this. It's called thermal paste or heatsink, and it's a gray kind of a putty that you put on the top of your CPU, and what it does is it forms a contact between your heatsink and your CPU, and it allows the heat to be dissipated a lot faster. Without this, then you'll pretty much burn your CPU up. Most CPUs nowadays have a heat detection, so in case you get too hot, then it'll automatically shut down. So if you have a computer that's shutting down a lot, say that's at least 3, 4, 5 years old, then and you do plan on keeping it, then more than likely that if you just replace the heatsink paste, then you're probably not going to have much of a problem, if any. But also I would suggest that you get yourself a can of air. This is some stuff I buy. It's real cheap. I get it at a local computer dealer, but usually get it for about $3 a can. Now for the heatsink paste, now this stuff's going to be about $7 a tube, for a tube just a little bit bigger than this. Or if you go online on eBay, then you can usually get it on there for probably, you can get about 10 of these little things, which is about enough for one heatsink. You can get about enough of those for about $2 or $3, which is what I suggest you do, because it's but normally you're only going to have to do this one time. But you never know. This stuff lasts a really long time, so you'll probably be able to use it in the future, because after a while this stuff just cakes up and it looks like old toothpaste, and you end up with this just inefficient heat distribution on your top of your CPU. But like I said, on the scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest of repairs, I'd say it's probably between a 6 or a 7. Some may disagree, but some of the laptops that I've actually cracked into, they're really hard to get the plastics off the edges, and usually end up cracking them. So far, cross my fingers, I've not done that, but it can happen. I can see how easily it could happen to someone that really don't know computers that well. Anyway, that's my tip of the day. If your computer's overheating, blow your computer out, get all the dust out of it. If it's still overheating, then more than likely it's the heatsink paste. So, and like I said, you can pick this up on eBay for $3.